All right. So, what is going on, everyone? I am very much dedicated to finishing the part three to the Corey Richins Murder She Wrote 2020 expose. But I feel like it has been written for her. It's over. It's a wrap. That's how I'm feeling right now. But I did say I was going to do it. So we already know she's been found guilty by a jury, but there was a case, um, McKinney, I think is her name, and she took her case to a bench trial instead of a jury trial. And she ended up being acquitted in the in the bench trial as opposed to a jury. And I don't know, I don't know. So I guess just to finish recapping, we're gonna finish the recap. We have to, right? I can't just kill it right there, right? We have to. So that's what we are going to do. I am going to we're gonna throw up the intro, which I need a better I want a better intro. Okay, that's what I want. Y'all ain't even talking to me. This is what y'all not even seeing me. Okay, because we not even on the right screen. I'm talking, but y'all don't see me. Y'all looking at some New York streets right now. Okay, that's what y'all looking at right now. Y'all ain't even get to see my face. What's going on, people? I've been talking for 2 minutes. And that's what y'all got to see. But that's what happens when we ain't ready for live. I only got like actually I have 41 subscribers now. I'm very proud of myself. There's 41 people that said, "All right, we'll check you out." And I'm happy about that. But we gonna stay just recording stuff until I get this down. No mistakes, no issues, and whatever. Even the biggest streamers have some issues, but we'll get there eventually one day. Just got to take my time and stay steady. All right. So we are going to pull up everything that we need to pull up now, this little intro, and then we'll do a few minutes of the expose recap, blah, 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 that I'm kind of sick of doing, but I have to finish it because I said I was going to do it and get through this one thing and do it. So we are going to find it. Um, I don't even know where it is. You want to know why I don't know where it is? I'm gonna go to my channel, right? View my channel. That might be the fastest way to find the link. All right, yeah. I gotta figure out where we ended off too. So let's do this. All right. So at the end of is this part one? Is this my part one? No, 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 that's not mine. Go back to me. Bang. Go back to my channel. All right. So we're going to go to part two. No, that's part one. Mute. It's mute for right. Did I mute me? No, I just muted that, right? Hopefully I didn't mute me. Um, we'll go to part two. We'll mute that and unmute me because I feel like y'all can't hear me at all. All right. Literally, as dressed as I get is throwing some foundation and some makeup on, and I'll put my hat with the pattern on. That's me dressed. Okay, so I'm gonna go here, and I wrote that whole little description right there. Yeah, that was all me, guys. All right, let's hit that link. Yeah, it brought me right back to where I was when the link started. So I'm gonna go to the. Oh, that's where. No, that's where I ended. I think it was at 52 minutes. Ended at 52 minutes. All right. There's still mad time left. It's like 20 minutes left. All right. Pause, 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 pause. All right. So let me see if I can figure out. Yeah, I think we're getting to her trial, maybe is where we are in this right now. But I am going to run my intro. If you're here for the first time, which probably everyone is, Melanie, Miss Melanie. Um, I'm here doing just some reactions of stuff that I like to watch on YouTube. Eventually, we'll try to find our niche. Most of the time, I watch crime TV and stuff. It's really all I watch now. I used to watch like wrestling, reality TV, and this. So, yeah, this is literally all. Like court in real life to me was so freaking boring, but because you couldn't understand what they were saying before. So now that I watched a little bit of this and I know what they're talking about a little bit, I can hear it in my mind. Some of it makes sense, right? So, yeah, we will do, if you can, like, comment, and share. Not so much to grow, well, pretty much to grow the channel a little bit. Come aboard this journey with me if you want to. But also leave a comment, please. Just leave some tips that you would have for a new up and coming person trying to do videos on or have a channel on YouTube. This can turn into a little bit of a hobby. Who knows? All of my kids are almost grown. My youngest is 17 now, and he'll be 18 in October. Then my one before that is turning 20 in December, and the one before that is turning 24. Right? No, 23. She's turning 23. What am I talking about? Yeah, I'm 42. Yes, I believe I am 42 and she is 40. She is turning 23 this year. Or no, we're turning 4 this year. Something like that. They all grown as fuck. So I gotta find shit to do because I don't gotta. I'm not gonna have shit to do for them eventually. They're all looking at me like I'll do it. I'll do it myself. Leave me alone, ma. I got it. So if you're a little bit overbearing, like enough, not to where you're like driving them crazy, but enough, they'll just be like, "Yo, leave me alone. I got it." So we'll see. But let's do this now because I've already did 10 minutes. So we're gonna do about 10, 15 minutes of this video, and then we'll chat about the McKinney lady too. Whatever. We'll get there eventually. But actually, I want to fix this landscape phone. I want to pull you. All right, that's probably as good as I'm gonna get it. Looks a little crazy. See all the edges, but yeah. All right, let's see where we're at in this. I think she's in court. It keeps going back and forth, but
With all the media coverage on her case, someone was watching, and that someone reached out to Eric Richins' family, wanting to clear a guilty conscience.
That someone is 41-year-old Josh Grossman, who Corey had hired as a handyman at a home that she was renovating.
Authorities learned that Grossman and Corey had been carrying on a years-long affair. According to investigators, the lovers texted almost daily.
I want you today, every day, not just sexually, but physically.
yeah, they kept going over these text messages. But I'm pretty sure there were better ones, juicier ones. Not nasty, but just I feel like they could have showed more text messages that kind of showed how deep that relationship actually was. A year in is pretty deep for like an affair. Um, because it can all like because when you texting, and that's your relationship and that's how you talk, like a week could feel like forever in text message and in online kind of relationships and texting and seeing each other. I don't know, but he was kind of broken up, like gutted almost, like craziness. Like he got up there and was like, they're like, "Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth?" And he's like, "What do you mean whole truth?" Like, my boy was. I don't know if he was drunk or high. He could have been. Who knows? But
Mentally, every day when I wake up, I do want a future together.
So in addition to the financial motive here, we also have a totally separate motive, and that is she's having an affair where she's repeatedly communicating with this man, talking about how much she wants to be with him and how much she loves him.
Among the frequent text exchanges, in February of 2022, Corey wrote, "If he could just go away and you could just be here, life would be so perfect. I love you."
You know, I'll acknowledge.
messages like that, Corey, mess you up, girl. I think that'd be, I don't know. Not that I have all this like affair having experience, but I would just imagine you can't be putting like pressure on yourselves and the other person when you're doing something like that. Like I would imagine that saying stuff like if he would just go away so I could put you here, or like trigger words for, well, what are we gonna do so this could be like this. Like she was kind of putting pressure on herself to make something happen so she can make her little fantasy affair life happen. Right? Because you gotta be people gotta be realistic. Like she could have had, okay, she could have been with Mr. Grossman. He seemed like he loved her. He seemed like he didn't put her down. He seemed like he genuinely like had good stuff to say about her, like, 'cause over there with the Richins, they ain't think too much of her, obviously, with them making him sign the prenup at the wedding day, like, all of that. They did not think much of her, and I feel like that put pressure on her too to try to prove that she's better, I think. So if you have somebody that's like, "Oh, wow, you did this. This is great. You're a rock star. You're this, you're that. You're beautiful. You're this and all this other stuff." It makes it hard to go back and deal with the person that's like, "Oh, this one." Or, "Oh, she's robbing my money. She's doing this. She's doing that. She's trying to kill me." She didn't have to try and kill him. I think that was the problem too. She wanted to leave, but she wanted that money. If she would have just left, she would have been straight. She could have just divorced them, and she had a degree and she had a career. She could have just divorced him and started over on her own. She could have. She would have got the child support. She could have got a lawyer and got some kind of spousal support until she got on her feet. She just she got greedy. You cannot want the if you don't want the man, you can't take his money either. So she just got greedy.
The timing of the texts are not ideal. You know, is this evidence of murder? No. But is it one of those things that may weigh in the back of a juror's mind when they're thinking about how to weigh all this other evidence? I think that absolutely becomes the case.
We're following breaking news out of Summit County for you. The judge granted a request from the defense team to withdraw from her case.
Suddenly, defense attorney Sky Lazaro withdraws from the case, citing a conflict of interest involving her law firm.
And this preliminary hearing is a critical right that every single... Replacing Lazaro is public defender Kathy Nestor and co-counsel Wendy Lewis. Together, the defense attorneys have more than 30 years of experience.
Whenever legal counsel changes in a case, this will heavily stall any sort of outcome because now a new attorney has to come on, build a rapport with Couri, and learn the case inside out.
In May 2024, just days after her new lawyers are appointed, Couri makes her first.
They saying public defender, but Sky Lazaro did an interview, and the way they do it there is she's a public defender, but she's also a private attorney. So she got good counsel. And they was fighting for her ass. They ain't let nothing slide. Okay? You want to put a piece of paper in, they want to know why. And why do we need that piece of paper in? Do we blah blah blah. They was fighting. They ain't give nothing to nobody. So she had a good team, I felt like. They were a little weird. They had crap that they was dealing with, you know? They tried to make it work, I guess, but clearly they made the best that they could with what they had.
Public statement in an audio recording released to ABC News.
The world has yet to hear who I really am, what I've really done, or what I really didn't do. What I've really done is protect Eric at all costs. What I really didn't do is murder my husband. I could not and would not ever do that to Eric, or anyone for that matter. I'm asking the world to give me a chance.
And Couri Richins will have that chance in court. While the narcotics charges were dropped, she has pleaded not guilty to the remaining charges, including 2 counts of insurance fraud. One of those charges alleges that Couri took out a life insurance policy on Eric without his knowledge.
When you throw in a financial motive, that's big, that's huge. That she needed Eric Richins dead, that's financial motive is massive. It's big. But then you throw in an affair. You throw in a love story. Now you're talking multiple motives.
The state first has to prove that he was murdered. You know, That's step one. And they've got to be able, if I'm the jury, I mean, I want to know how. You know, you can't just say he died, she was there, it must have been her, you know, because
literally what
she had
they
an
said.
affair. They're going to have a hard
Literally.
time connecting those dots.
That's literally what how she got convicted. Because they did not, I don't know if they really didn't prove that she gave it to him. And then they couldn't do that because they didn't investigate right when they got to her house. Like, they really didn't prove it as much as I could see. That's why I say I don't know why they didn't do a bench trial. If you got a choice, why not do a bench trial? I guess part of it too, you got to see because I feel like the judge she probably would have got off on that because they couldn't. There's no way they can just say, because literally all I got is she was there. She was the last person with him. She said she fixed him a drink. I mean, she was stealing money from him, or she stole money from him once. She secretly bought life insurance policies that nobody else knew about. So if he died, she could make some money off of him. But she was in so much debt, none of it mattered. I don't know why, if he thought she was trying to kill her, why he would eat anything she made. Like, I would never eat anything. You can't hand me salt. Like, you can't hand me nothing if I think you're trying to poison me. That's crazy. All right, so we're going to skip ahead, right? I think. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit to Mr. Brad.
$1 million to over 20 different lenders. That KouKOURI Richins was chronically unhappy in her marriage. That KouKOURI Richins murdered Eric for his money and to get a fresh start at life.
On the defense side, they start with someone else's voice, KouKOURI's voice, the 911 call she made the night Eric died.
911, what's the address of the emergency? My husband's not breathing. He's cold. And he's not breathing?
KouKOURI, you should have practiced that shit, okay? My husband's not breathing. What is you talking about? What? What is that? You should have came in and, yo, I just came in this room. I got in bed with my husband and he not breathing. He's not breathing. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Okay, I had an emergency at the house one time with my kids and I had to call 911. I could not find my volume. Okay? I was screaming top of my lungs. I need help. Somebody get here now. Like, top of my lungs. Okay? They were like, ma'am, stop yelling. I was like, I hear you. I can't. I just need somebody here now. I can't. I could not control how much I was screaming. And I heard myself. And I needed the ambulance to get there. And it wasn't even like we were in like the emergency part of it anymore. I just wanted the ambulance there. And I could not control how much I was screaming. Like, that's how scared I was. The shit she doing? Nah. You should have been fake doing CPR and let like the kids call the cops or something. Like, let somebody that's actually scared call as opposed to you faking like you're scared.
Those were the sounds of a wife becoming a widow.
The defense urged the jurors to focus on the 6 hours leading up to Eric's death and not the 6 years prior.
So those 6 hours, somewhere in that time, Eric Richins died. Somewhere in that time, he ingested a fatal dose of fentanyl. What you're never going to hear is how that fentanyl got inside of him, because there is zero evidence of that.
The witnesses that the state started with were powerful.
Your Honor, the state calls Katie Richins Benson.
They called Eric's sister, Katie, to the stand.
That you received a phone call about Eric.
Yes, it was early in the morning.
Who called you?
My dad did.
What did he say?
It's not easy. He was screaming and crying and said, Eric's not breathing, Eric's not breathing. Sorry, guys. This was the worst day of my life. I'm sorry.
The state needs to convince
I know.
of fentanyl.
I know I'm not supposed to feel this way about, I don't know, I guess certain people crying, I'm not moved by. I sometimes feel like if when you cry, I don't cry with you, you might be fake crying. Okay, so if you sound like you crying, but I don't see the tears, I don't see that. It's like this thing your face does when you're sad and crying. If I don't feel that, I didn't even feel it when she showed up, when they showed on the video showing up at the house and he passed. But I am watching this for like entertainment value on TV, so maybe that's probably what it is. Maybe not entertainment value, but I am watching this removed. And by the time they get to court, it's like 3 years later. So maybe that's what it is too. She has to, I think she feels like she has to pull up that pain for the jury. So maybe that's why it feels a little performative, but I don't know. Sometimes just if you cry, you cry. If you don't, you don't. Don't try to make it feel like, oh, at this point I should be crying. So let me make my voice sound like that. No, I don't know. They all look like they performing to me.
with the intention to kill.
When Carmen takes the stand, all eyes are on her. She makes or breaks this case for the state.
Please proceed.
Thank you, sir.
Remember, Carmen Lauber was facing a lot of trouble with the law, but now she's testifying with immunity. She made a deal with prosecutors if she tells the truth about how KOURI Richins purchased fentanyl from her.
She's pretty much getting a out of jail free pass for her testimony.
She comes clean. The first part of her testimony is essentially Carmen Lauber laying out all of her sins for the entire world.
Have you ever sold drugs?
Yes.
Do you have a criminal history involving drugs?
Yes.
Carmen became very emotional on the stand. And yes, she was given a deal for her testimony. But if you believe her, she insists that isn't the only reason that
She got emotional on the stand. One, I don't. Yes, she did drugs, drug dealers. She sold drugs. She was a user of drugs, all of these things. But that does not make you a liar. I know some honest crackheads, okay? I know some honest crackheads. And even if, like, yeah, if you pull me in court, if you send me to jail, I get arrested and you be like, hey, did you have such and such in your hand? No. Like, no, I didn't do, no. What do you know? How do you know I had that? Oh, you saw me with it? You have video? Okay, yeah, I had it. I could see people doing that. But her story made sense to me because it was she called me to see if I could get it. I told her what I could get. She said, "Yeah, get that." She used that, said it whatever, it wasn't strong enough. They didn't have the time they were supposed to have. I don't know what she used it for. Can you get me something stronger than that? Alright, let me call my boy, see what he got. Calls her boy, he's like, I got this. She texts her back, yo, he said he got this. Fine, get me that. That's all it was. The defense is getting into, oh, you did this to do this, and you lied about this, and you're a liar, and you were going through drug court, and you kept testing positive, and dot, 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 dot. And she's like, yeah, in the beginning, I was fucking up. And then they're like, "Oh no, you tested negative this time, this time, this time, this time, like positive. I mean, this time, this time." She's like, "Yeah, that was the beginning, all the way through the first year of drug court. Yeah, yeah, the beginning. This is a lifelong journey. I'm gonna be fighting this for the rest of my life. Yeah, in the beginning, okay, God created Earth. That was a snap to him. Shit took 4 million years for us. Okay, yeah, in the beginning."
She's doing this. She says she's trying to right a wrong for her role in all of this.
Did you ask Corey Richins about Eric's death?
Yes, I did.
What did you ask her?
I said, please tell me these pills were not for him. When they had mentioned that it was from an overdose, that hit hard. Only for the fact that if that's what happened, I needed to step up and take accountability of my part in this that happened and what I was asked for.
Defense attorneys love witnesses like Carmen because she has a criminal record. They are going to go after her on her credibility, especially about the drug charges.
And you lied about it? Yes. All right. That's what addicts do when you're using.
That's true. Addicts lie. All right.
Active addicts.
Next, the state
I didn't
calls the
like- I didn't
person
like-
they say put those
I ain't like her at all when she did that part. Yeah, we lie. She ain't denying that part. We lie when it's convenient for them to lie, they lie. When it's time to tell the truth, they tell the truth. And then it don't even matter. Like, I don't even know why they kept putting her up there when they had phone evidence that backed up what she said. Like, they literally put her phone and him together. Yeah, like they took her phone and the dude she got the drugs from phone and mapped it out. Like, see, they like, here's her phone, here's the map. I'm the map. Here's her phone, here's his phone. And watch these phones come together. Oh, they meet up. This is when they got it, and then they go apart. Like, text messages and all. Even when she's texting the guy that she's getting the stuff from and then texting Corey, like they're showing where their phones are. Don't make no sense. I would have got her up and out of there and forgotten about.
drugs in Carmen's hands. Robert Crozier, remember, he's the one prosecutors say sold her the fentanyl that killed Eric.
Reselling pills in late 2021 and early 2022?
Well, I feel like everybody know a dude that look like him. Like, he's the archetype for every dude that do that. They're bald, kind of short, kind of chubby. They making that face. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. None of that serious. Let's skip ahead some.
I miss my friend, but things are different now.
Having your best friend take the stand is one thing.
Your Honor, the state calls Robert Josh Grossman.
But when your ex-lover walks into the courtroom, well, that's just a whole other level.
Mr. Grossman, you need a minute or two?
I don't know what I need.
Please have a seat. Mr. Bloodworth, the state's next witness, please.
The most anticipated witness the state is about to call, it's a bombshell.
Your Honor, the state calls Robert Josh Grossman.
Josh Grossman is the man that KouRI was having an affair with. She said she was in love with him.
And he's the one who wrote those text messages to KouRI.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury?
The swearing in of a witness is usually a pretty routine thing in a courtroom, but not this one.
While he's being sworn in, they're asking if he's going to be honest. He doesn't know how to answer it.
Sir, have a seat for me if you don't mind.
I've never seen this moment before, where the judge has to explain what he needs to do.
Mr. Grossman, do you understand the difference between what's true and what's not true?
I do.
And then Josh says, okay, I understand. Yes, I'm going to be honest in my answers. And right away, Josh has our attention.
Sir, do you know KouRI Richins?
I do.
And why did you move to Utah?
To work with her, help her flip houses.
Josh is quiet. He has the...
I'm telling you right now, his DMs is probably flooded right now. My man was up there heartbroken, crying almost, reading those texts. Crying. Couldn't deal with it. He probably ain't seen her since. That's probably the first time he actually laid eyes on her since she got arrested. And then that's the only he ain't gonna ever see her again. That love shit be catching y'all.
Southern accent. He's a redhead, like Eric.
He served in the military, including combat in Iraq.
Eric came from an affluent ranching family, and Josh was a man from South Carolina who was essentially couch surfing.
She took care of me, you know. I lived for free. She gave me money whenever I needed it. I just, you know, I liked her, so I'd work for free.
His body is
maybe
slouched.
not.
He
Stay out of
fidgets.
Stay out of those. Stay out of those.
During that time that you were romantically...
Ladies, you cannot fix him. Okay. All right, ladies. He's good with his hands, but you're gonna be taking care of him, okay? Like she was hooking him up with. Well, no, she was getting money. But did she think she was the girl version of Eric to him? Like, is that what she was trying to do? Because I bet that's what Eric did for her. Like, flashed his money around, bought her stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the life I can give you type stuff. I wonder if that's what how she was trying to pull him in, trying to flex. She ain't even really have it. That's the problem.
Involved with Miss Richins. Did you love her?
Yes.
During that time, did you feel that she loved you?
I think she did.
So this, of course, gives prosecutors more than just a financial incentive for Eric's death.
The prosecution introduced a series of text messages between Josh and KouRI. They put them up on the screen for a painfully long period of quiet time, allowing everybody to read them.
They were sad. They were very corny at times. He said, you know, I tend to fall head over heels in love with someone. KouRI seemed a little less authentic, like she was kind of leading him on.
I want to know everything about you. It's part of being in love.
There's something specific you want to know? I will be up all night wondering, babe.
The text ranged from poetic confessions of love, almost had like a middle school feeling about it.
I love you. I love talking to you, being with you. I don't have that in my marriage, and I really enjoy my relationship and love for you. But you're right. We both know this love triangle can't go on forever.
He's like, what do you mean
so
love
uncomfortable
triangle?
as the world reads.
He's like, what do you mean love triangle? This isn't a triangle. You don't love him, you love me. Man, Mr. Grossman.
Private text messages.
I love you. K, kind. O, outgoing. U, unique. R, romantic. I, inches away from signing her divorce papers and falling madly in love with her soulmate.
Too late. I have already fallen.
Yeah. That's what it's supposed to be, all cheesy and shit when you love people. Like, you don't, right? It's supposed to be like that. You're supposed to send each other, like, making acronyms with the names and shit. Mr. Grossman. Ladies, don't do it, okay? She was paying for his place to stay, and she bought him a truck. Don't do it. She put it on him. I'm telling you. No, it ain't even that. She was trying to flex and be the Eric to her KouRI. If you figuring out what I'm saying, if you understand.
Night.
There's this moment where he starts crying.
I'm watching this and wondering, what is the jury thinking right now?
We couldn't talk about it. You could see in people's faces and their eyes, like, ugh. That was heartbreaking.
Josh presented himself as very sincere and genuine, sad, brokenhearted. It was kind of devastating to watch him on the stand.
The court, I think, was very patient with him.
Do you need a minute or two?
I don't know what I mean.
Let's just start with that. Why don't we take a pause for a moment.
The text between Josh and KouRI evolve. KouRi sort of suggesting to Josh her dream life, which would be to live with him in the guest home. Important question.
In there until then, please.
Yeah, she fantasizing too hard. Because she had to stay in reality. Reality was, we gotta do this before I could do this. Or let me take care of this and then we'll do that. I don't know. I don't know.
Relationship between Josh and KouRi just fizzled out. It was in the weeks after Eric passed away.
He testifies that he and KouRi take a drive, they stop, and they sit in her car and talk.
Josh testified that KouRi asked him a very important question, perhaps a very revealing question.
I can't.
What sort did she ask?
She asked if I had ever killed anybody.
And was that specific?
7 to 10 days.
KouRi.
I can't unsee it. I'm not gonna say it, but I'm not even gonna say it. I can't unsee it though.
Justify a trial.
Yes, I am.
Prosecution and the defense have presented their closing arguments. Judge Mrazek instructs the jury and courts dismiss. Then, on the same day that the trial ends, and just within a few hours, there's word from the court.
Okay, I just received some news that a verdict is in.
No way.
If you feel overcome with emotion, just look down. We cannot have any outward reaction. Mark?
Yeah.
I told my kids early on that Eric had died, and my kids were devastated. I said along the way, sometimes it looks like Corey might have done it, but and then my kids would say, well, did she? And I'd say, I don't think so, but it sometimes looks like it.
There's absolutely no doubt
Corey,
in my
your
mind
friends
that
couldn't
Corey
even
is
be
innocent.
like, she didn't.
I know my little sister. She loves her boys way too much to take their father away from them.
Nah, but she loved her boys. Did she love them enough to? Nah, she loved him enough to take him out so she can have his money so she could take care of him. She did not love Eric enough to not kill him. That's got to be hard to not. Because you would have to see her taking that, making it, serving it. Like that's what you would have to be able to see her doing, knowing what it would do. Let's just skip ahead to the guilties. The guilties.
People jump off the fence. To convict a woman of murder was absolutely heartbreaking.
Corey's friend, Allie Staking, watched the verdict live online.
Guilty.
Eric was my friend too. I didn't choose Corey over Eric, but I've lost both of them. And she was somebody that meant a lot to me. Her family meant a lot to me, and they meant a lot to me. To my kids. And that's the loss. Nobody wins in this.
After the verdict is read, Eric's family and friends gather outside of the courthouse and embrace each other.
Justice is served. Yep. Justice.
4 years ago, our family lost the brightest light. Eric is deeply loved and missed every single day. We are grateful to everyone who has worked tirelessly to bring justice for Eric. Our focus is now on honoring Eric's life and support.
Dang, I missed the whole guilty thing. But yeah, she was found guilty. She did the thing. Yeah. Is that how they did the?
Would you please hand the verdict form to the deputy? Ms. Richins, please stand. Count 1, aggravated murder. We, the jury, unanimously find that the defendant, Corey Richins, is guilty of aggravated murder.
Corey Richins is found guilty on all counts.
The entire 3 hours was constant, robust, electrifying discussion. There were some people who were sort of on the fence with some of the elements, like they felt that she was guilty, but maybe the state didn't meet the burden. And so we focused on what some of those issues were. They gave them pause, and then we all discussed at length, and that helped us kind of come to the conclusion, and it helped people jump off the fence. To convict a woman of murder was absolutely heartbreaking.
Corey's friend, Allie Staking, watched the verdict live on.
All right, I just wanted to see that part. Yeah, I guess you guys can go and watch whatever's left of this if you want to. I'm almost positive everyone's done with this. But I would say if I were ever I hope I never find myself in Corey Richins type trouble. But if I do ever find myself in Corey Richins type trouble with the evidence that the state had, I think I would have did a bench trial. Now that I guess I always knew that was an option, or I didn't think you can choose. I guess I thought it's like a either or. No, I guess you can choose. I don't know. I didn't know it was like a either or kind of thing. I don't think I would have went with a jury. Cause literally they could be like, "Yo, she don't look guilty. She don't look remorseful enough. She looked like she did it." I think that I don't know. I think he probably would have said it too. Cause I don't know. I don't know. I guess I would have been I guess I would have been a not guilty. Cause they can't say she literally did it. They don't know how. They know he ingested it, and I guess the alcohol. I guess they know. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I just know I had to finish this so we could have this done. And I feel like I've accomplished something. But maybe if Corey had done a bench trial, she might be walking free right now. Who knows? What we do know is that girl is gonna be locked up and they not letting her out. Locked up, they not letting her out. They won't let her out. She ain't getting out. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Did this trial kind of take over y'all TVs or streams for a little bit where y'all kind of stuck on it? I felt like I was stuck on it while it was happening. Not Depp v Heard stuck because they was letting us watch that at work. Like everybody was stuck on that one. But yeah, we wasn't Depp v Heard stuck, but we were stuck. Nah, we were stuck. Not stuck, but stuck. But yeah, please let me know what you think. Let me know how this sounds. Let me know anything. I thought I subscribed to his thing. I swore I did. Um, and yes, we use Global Music Fusion's video. So yeah. Ah, my ear. These headphones are hurting my ear. Ouch. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do all the like, comment, subscribe thingies. Subscribe if you can, comment if you can, like if you can. It'd be nice. I've said it like 10 times now. I'm getting a little sleepy, so I'm gonna go to bed. It is like 12. It is tomorrow. Right now, I gotta call my mom. I just realized her birthday was yesterday. I tried to call her yesterday, and my dad was doing like the selfish, narcissistic, abusive father thing and not letting us have access to our mother. So I couldn't even get a conversation in with her yesterday. And he'll probably talk shit and say that I didn't call her for her birthday, but I managed to call for the cell phone. Um, that's my life. But yeah, you guys, I want you to take care, be safe, sleep tight, and hopefully, everyone has a good weekend. All right, I am out of here. We're gonna edit this tomorrow because there's no way I'm gonna get through it tonight. But yeah, we did all three. We'll look for some other stuff to react to. Um, if you guys got stuff that you think would be dope for me to react to for like a new tuber, let me know. Leave it in the comments. What are you guys watching? Um, give me some suggestions or ideas. Let me know what you guys are watching, and I'll see if I can react to it. I think there was some gypsy stuff we could react to. Um, I'll put it up and put some little things up to see if I can make it probative or entertaining. This is probably very boring. But yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let me know. Okay, guys. We will see you next time. Have a good night. Bye bye.